fucking hell, what's going on here, you know what I mean? They was going to assassinate me, mate. Gonna do, mate. They was going to put one in me. So as I'm walking up this little alleyway to go into the place, someone's come behind me and he stabbed me with a 40p screwdriver. And I went, oh, turned around, pulled this fucking screwdriver out. It must have gone in, what, inch and a half, 2 inches? As I pulled it out, the blood went everywhere. He went, come here then, like that. As it go on, what, mate, and then he pulls out a gun and fucking fires at me, yeah? I heard it go right by my ear, yeah? I went, oh my God, this like, he means this, yeah? So I'm shooting at the old man. The old man goes in the house, right? He turns around, bang again, and it hits my arm. So there's me sitting in the back of the car. Them two want to kill me. The old man's in the front saying, you're dead, right? He smashed a piece of rubber in. They talked to him, sorting him out, cutting things with a scalpel. He takes the scalpel, comes into the room where I'm in, and tries to stab me with the scalpel. So there's me and him fighting in the hospital. He's throwing punches at me, and I thought, oh, it's a bit low. As I threw a punch at him, it hit his chin, but he turned his head. As I turned his head, I ran into him, threw my gumshoe out and bit off his ear off, you know what I mean?
TV. We're bringing you the most exciting interviews. Today we've got a Christmas special with our favourite guest and a close friend of mine of the channel.
Hello, Christian.
Bang Bang Ray Hill, how are you doing?
All right, mate, sweet, yeah, lovely, thank you.
Thank you very much for taking the time and giving me the opportunity,
yes,
as always.
Nice one.
Are you looking forward to Christmas?
Not at all.
No?
Eating too much, drinking. I don't drink, you know, but you've got to have a drink Christmas.
But as things at the moment anyway,
yeah,
generally.
feet are really, really sweet for me, yeah. I've go on, my mate Terry Adley, he looks after me, yeah. I'm okay, mate. I've looked up, he's 100%.
Lovely fella, shout out to Terry.
Yeah.
So I want to concentrate mainly on the fighting today and the unlicensed sort of stuff. Okay. But before we get onto that, obviously you had a bit of a crazy news last week. Obviously found out there was a hit put on you by one of your really close friends that you'd never have expected, someone you did a lot of work with. Do you want to talk to us about that situation? And who the fella was and who he was to you?
Yeah, well, my mother-in-law and my father-in-law, they know a guy called Jimmy Ward. Jimmy Ward's involved in another guy, I don't know the guy's name, you know, but they was buying and selling houses for money laundering, yeah? It was all money laundering trying that, yeah? And I didn't really know too much about the money laundering myself. It's only recently that I knew that he was involved in money laundering, really, really bad, yeah?
So did you not know he was a big crook at the time then? Really?
Well, he used to deal big time with Puff, you know, big time with Puff and Coke and all that, yeah. But I wasn't getting involved in all that, mate. I kept well away from that. I was with some proper people, so I kept away from that sort of thing, yeah. And anyway, me and him got really close, and he was with a bird called Jackie Stanton, yeah. And she was a guy called Alan Stanton's ex-wife, and Alan Stanton. He was involved with Bindon. They had a club in Streatham somewhere, Johnny Bindon. And Johnny Bindon was very close to my father-in-law and mother-in-law, very, very close. And Jimmy Ward became more closer towards me. He had a place in Northampton, a big place in Northampton. He had 2 or 3 places in Battersea, which me and my girlfriend, Danny Johnson, lived there for quite some time, yeah? In Battersea, really, really nice. I mean, must be worth 2 mil, 3 mil now, that sort of place. And then one day, me and my Danny had nowhere to go. He went, look, I've got a place in Kingston. Are you interested? I went, yeah, show us it. He took us there. I went, yeah. For me and Danny, just me and Danny to sort of like start by ourselves, it was quite comfortable for me, you know, and comfortable for Danny because she we're only just stone throw away from mum and dad. And so I moved in and started to do the place up. I was working with a big company from North London, a big company, and I was getting money regular. Money was no object to me. I was just selling diamonds and gold and things like that, so money was no object, you know. And I started to do the place up really, really nice. I put a big loft extension in there, lovely place, yeah. Anyway, and then Jimmy Ward become more close to me, and he started, downstairs was empty, he owned the whole house, yeah. That was part of the money laundering part of it. And then he used to, downstairs, used to hide all these puff, you know, all of it, all puff and bits and pieces, and he had big council, he had these big metal doors on there, council doors, but obviously he must have got them off the council, hired them off the council, or just bought them, and he was always locked up. I could never go down there, never ever go down there, but I used to keep, I had 2 bull mastiffs and a bulldog. They were more or less in charge of the house, you know what I mean? And all of a sudden, like Jimmy Ward got very close with me, and I introduced him to a guy who was involved in stocks and shares, a guy called Nicholas Pierce Gilding, very, very close friend of mine, nice guy, just always in the stocks and shares, he got plenty of wheeling and dealing, most of it blue chip, all his things were blue chip, so there's plenty of money going over. And then Jimmy Ward, I introduced him to Jimmy Ward, and one day, just out of the blue, I think Nicholas Pierce Gordon had got Jimmy 100 grand. Jimmy gave him 100 grand, and I think he got about 120 grand, 130 grand profit out of this thing. But all of a sudden, Nicholas went missing, but I happened to know where he was, so we went down to Phelan Boyce, Epping High Street, and Nicky had a company there right next door to the police station. And so I went in there and see Nick with Jimmy Ward. Jimmy Ward's parked outside. I walked in and I said to Jim, "What, mate, how you going?" Nick, I said, "You got some money for the gym?" He went, "Yeah." So he gave me a suitcase, a little case with £100,000, and all the money come from Coots and Co. Yeah? I didn't know Coots and Co. What Coots and Co. was, yeah? But it's obviously it's the Queen's Bank, and it all come from Coots and Co. I'll give Jimmy Ward the money, so he still owed Jimmy 120 grand, and then we went back to our place in Kingston. Give it all to Jimmy give me 20 grand as a drink, because I've just earned him 120 grand. So he give me 20 grand as a drink. He's got 100 grand coming himself, so he's happy, yeah. So anyway, I went one day, he phoned me up, he said, "Can you make your way to Northampton?" I had a Laredo Jeep, so I drove it all the way to Northampton. He was in there, so and there was 3 other guys in it with him, and we were all sitting at the table. And all of a sudden, Jimmy's talking to me. Jimmy looked a bit funny. He's changed, his attitude towards me changed. It's more aggressive, yeah. And he was a fat guy with a beard. I mean, he was no problem for me in that respect. You know what I mean?
But why was Jimmy feeling a bit?
That's what I'm saying.
Was this a little bit of time between it? So Nicholas maybe being long with paying the other 100 or something.
No, what it was, I think he was dealing. I think he was dealing with Nicky behind my back. Nicky wasn't telling me. Something happened, yeah. Something happened along the line. Nicky. What happened then is a little bit more long-winded, but what happened then, Nick killed Nicholas Pierce Gordon, got kidnapped. He got kidnapped by some people, which I think is Jimmy Ward, yeah. He got put in a house. Obviously, after this, I've seen him since, yeah. He got tortured, but Nicholas Pierce Gordon has done, believe it or not, SAS training. He trained to be in the SAS, but he was quite tall, yeah. And he jumped out the window with the charge to the chair and the bits and pieces, and rolled over, and the chair smashed. And he ran to Epping Police Station, which was not far from where they tortured him, and gave himself up. Or told him what he'd done. Didn't put no names up, didn't grass no one up or nothing, and got 3.5 years. And then Nick would phone me up in my house in Kingston for me to go down to Epping. Not that Epping, sorry, to Isle of Sheppey. He worked on the gardens there, for me to go down there and bury money for him so he can buy phone cards. Because him buying phone cards, he could earn money doing that, yeah? So one day, a knock came on my door, it was someone with 85 grand for me. Give me 85 grand, not for me, but for Nick. So I held the 85 grand. When he come out, he got it, give me 15 grand here, I think. Anyway, so, but anyway, I'll go down, this is right, now it's moving forward. I'll go down to Northampton with Jim. This is all happening before, this is all happens, you know, like, anyway, I go down to Northampton. We're all sitting there at the table. As I say, Jimmy looked a bit different, a bit pissed off at me, you know. I was going, "What's up, mate?" No, I'm a bit pissed. You know, what's up? No, it's all right, mate. You know, but thanks for coming down. All of a sudden, it was these 3 guys. One of the guys moved and bent over to do something, and a big 38 or 45, right, fell on the floor, you know. I went, hold up, what's all that fucking thing for? What's all that about? He went, "It has to kill you, innit?" I went, "Yeah, fucking isn't it?" I said, "I'll stare up their fucking arse." Right, it was 3 of them there. Jim's going, "Oh, calm down. But I was strapped up anyway. I had my own thing, yeah? So I thought, here we go, it's off here, mate. But it wasn't, yeah? It wasn't off, yeah? So, but Jimmy, it was very funny with me, because Nick was in Nick. Nick come out giving me money. Whether or not he gave me money that belonged to Jim, I don't know. But Nick never told me nothing. And all of a sudden, it must have been that Nick owed him money. He thought I was involved in it. Tried to get me out of the place I had. Tried to get me out of there. Anyway, it didn't happen, yeah? The next thing I know...
So what, you did fallout by the time he's trying to get you out of the place?
We fell out. I mean, Jackie Stanton was my father-in-law's friend, you know, but obviously Jimmy was always with her, so they become mates, yeah? So I thought it was a bit weird. Now all of a sudden, I'm sitting in my house, in this flat here, and my son in Australia, because don't forget, I'm married to Danny Johnson. Not married, she's my common life, really, wife in a way. She's got 2 of my kids. One's in Australia, one's in America, yeah? My boy plays for Australia rugby. He's a rugby player, yeah? Anyway, so... Also, I get a message comes through from my phone from my boy in Australia. And that's when I get this, right? That Jimmy Ward was with 3 people, or 2 people. I forget their names, I mean, you know, and...
So what you actually had through, didn't say that, it was actually all the court papers. These are all the...
I had all the transcripts.
All the court transcripts.
There's about 100 pages. About 100 pages of transcripts, you know, and they all went grass.
Yep. And Jimmy Ward was a grass as well.
Well, that's why he got 3 to 4 years. They're killing people, and he got 3 to 4 years. But as I'm really going through the depositions, my son said to me, "Dad, look at page 40 of the deps." I'm going through, I can't see now because I didn't work having glasses on. I couldn't really understand it, what was going on. I said, "Can't you make it a bit larger for me?" So he's sent it to me a bit larger. I went, fucking hell, what's going on here, you know what I mean? They was going to assassinate me, mate. Going to do me, mate. They was going to put one in me. They was put one in me. He paid people 25 grand.
Which I guess was a lot of money at that time.
Fortunes, isn't it? This is, you're on about the 90s. 90s, yeah.
Probably buy a house for 25 grand.
Exactly, you know what I mean? And he wants to top me, mate. He's given someone 25 grand to kill me. But what they've done, they committed, what's they call it? The word, anyway, they've said something on the depths that even makes it even worse. Because now they're chopping people, now they want to chop me too. I couldn't believe it, mate.
So they'd already done someone previously at a pub car park.
Yeah, in a couple of the acts.
Yeah.
Was it a police officer? I don't know what it was.
No, the police officers were involved. They had police on their side as well. And all
that's right, yeah. And then there was everyone was grassing everybody up, but I think Jimmy Ward become more of a super grass than what they did. So he got 3 or 4 years, and they got lives.
Yeah, he openly said that at the time he was put 25 grand hit out on you.
Out on me, yeah. You know.
And so, you know, at that time, obviously you had this fallout with Jimmy, but you didn't think it was that deep that he was going to be trying to, or that serious that he was going to be trying to get you topped. So,
you go to the house.
You've been pals. It'd been a slight fallout with someone else who'd obviously run off, but he was holding you obviously responsible for everything.
Well, you go to his house in Northampton, and he's with 3 guys, and then all of a sudden a big gun falls on the floor, 45 or 38 or 45 falls on the floor.
Yeah.
I'm strapped up anyway, but the thing is, that's on the floor. You're thinking, hold up. Is he brought me there for them to chop me? But I shouldn't think they did. Maybe to scare me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They ain't going to scare me. I ain't scared of that. You know what I mean? If you're going to go, you're going to go. But they're going to row. They're going to tell. If they don't do it properly, they're in trouble. You know what I mean?
Cool. So obviously, now that you found out this information, was there any sort of occasions where people tried to attack you, or you believe they came close to trying to attack you back in the 90s? Then, after these times, did you get?
Listen,
so obviously, you know, we've spoken about the story previously on the channel where your people came into your big house.
Yeah.
When you had gone to the shops and they'd done your dogs and the
before
car.
Before that.
Okay, go on.
I've been working down a club. I'm earning lots of money, but I'm working down a club as well to show people that I'm also working. Yeah. I'm working down a club in Twickenham. I make Wally, and I'm talking to Joe Pyle. Joe Pyle was there. There's a few people there. Freddie, who was it anyway? All of a sudden, fucking hell, I'm walking. I always used to walk. I didn't used to drive a car. I didn't want to drive. I used to walk. Yeah. So I'm walking to my house in Kingston, and which is about what 2.5, 3 miles away. Right, at night it's warm. It's warm. It ain't cold. So as I'm walking up this little alleyway to go into the place, someone's come behind me and stabbed me with a 40p screwdriver. You know the screwdriver? Yeah, stabbed me in the back, mate. And I went, oh, turned around, pulled this fucking screwdriver out. It must have gone in, what, 1.5 inches, 2 inches into my body, into my thing. As I pulled it out, the blood went everywhere. I mean, I was in a right bad way, you know what I mean? And whoever it was, they shot off, yeah? So whether that was the people that told him that he was going to do me, I don't know.
But was that around these times? Like
that was around about that time. So I went to my Danny's house, go to my Danny and told her, she tipped all paint on my head.
Why paint?
White paint, because I don't know, she was just, I go to her, well, she's living with her mum and dad, we haven't had grow.
Did it sterilise stuff, or she was doing it because she was pissed off with you?
She was pissed off with me, because I tried to get in the house to see her.
Yeah.
She said, turn around and show me where you've been stabbed. So I turned around, and a big pot of gloss paint come over my head, yeah? The police, she called the police, so as I walked out the gate, they got me.
Fucking hell, you're having a bad night.
Yeah.
Stabbed,
then they took me to the hospital. Hospital put all these crystal things in the hole and bits and pieces. The police more or less told them that I'm being detained. Took me to Kingston police station. They put me in a cell with it's one cell. You open at the door, you got about 3 or 4 feet, then you got another cell, another door, you go in there. They banged both doors, you're fucked, you ain't going nowhere, mate. They kept me in there for 3 days. It was on a Friday. They took me to a special court Monday, and on Strand, on one of the big court of the Strand, and the judge went mad. The judge went crazy. He went, how dare you bring that man into my courtroom? There's 3 of them. How dare you bring this man into my courtroom in that state? He's been in the cell since Friday, and what, you haven't cleaned that up? And then give me bail, let me go, let me go. I mean, there was no charges, just let me go, but so. And the next thing you know, I'm at my caravan in Chichester, and as I'm coming back, I kept seeing motorbikes. Motorbike, 1, 2 motorbikes. You don't take a notice, but being doing what I'm doing, I'm an enforcer anyway. I'm looking at them things, motorbikes and cars pulling by the side and all that. Yeah. I go back to my place. I park the car, the Laredo outside, and I go walk upstairs, and my bull mastiffs in one of my bull mastiffs in the house, the bull mastiff and the bulldog are in the garden. I thought, great. My son's there in the kitchen. He went, Dad, do me a favour, give us a fag. He's 16 years of age. I went, stop it. He went, please, Dad. I went, okay, 1 minute. So I went and got us a fag, which was about, I don't know, 1/4 mile away. I left the Jeep there, walked. As I come back, I thought, that's my car, my Jeep. It's flat to the floor nearly, yeah? Well, someone is punching my wheels. And I go round to the front of the car, and they've done my windscreen. It looks like an hammer, right? Ball hammer or something. But then I realised they've shot them. So when I'm going upstairs, I'm thinking, wow, hold up. There's blood on the patio, but inside the kitchen, there's blood all over my floor. My boy was there a minute ago. I shit myself. So I'm running in the house, there's blood, all of a sudden there's blood everywhere, right? I had these big gates in my house there. Walked one upstairs, Johnny! I walked one upstairs to the bedroom. In my bedroom, in my wardrobe, I had a special place where you could go in there and hide. I had a safe in there, which was hid in the wall.
So what is it? The wardrobe had a false back to it or something?
Yeah, a false back, and I had a big place there where I hid. I had a safe that you couldn't see if you went in there. It was only could be approached by certain what you've done and bits and pieces. That door would open, things like that. Yeah, so it was all secure, right? So my son's in there. I'm shouting out. He went, Dad, some people come to kill you. They're masked up, Dad. They come to kill you. I went, Jake, come out of there, right? So as I was walking down the stairs, I heard like that. It's my bull mastiff. They've shot my bull mastiff. They've put one on his side, one on his back, yeah? But he's still alive. So they've shot him, not with an automatic, which has got big shells there. They've shot him with a 2-2 that have gone round his body and done all his organs, yeah. So the hit gun 2-2, yeah. So I thought, fucking hell, these people have come to kill me, you know what I mean? And I was shot, the police come. There's, I mean, so many guns, things firing, the police come and everything, and they come in but on the side, in my kitchen, I had what do you call them? A thing you put over your shoulder. What do you call them? Like you've got.
Bulletproof vest, or
you know, no, your thing you put over your shoulder. You put in a bag, carry it back. Yeah. So I had money in it. I've been down the caravan, collect my money, about 38 grand, put it on the side in my kitchen. But they ain't interested in that. They've not even looked at it. Honestly, I'm not swear to God. They've not even looked at it. If it was a plastic bag, obviously they would have done because it looked like it.
Yeah, that's when you're really worried, don't you?
Yeah. But anyway, so if I got that, I was in trouble. You know what I mean? And anyway, they're going into one. They go downstairs, and they find an automatic, and they also find a revolver under a car. So that means they've come to chop me. They ain't going to chop me with the automatic because it might jam. They're going to chop me with the 30, with a 2-2. You know what I mean? So they've shot my dog with a 2-2. Two in there, and the rest are still in the revolver. So now I'm thinking this is all down. So I don't know at the time. I ain't got a clue who it is. But now I'm thinking. Obviously,
you're in the game as well. You had enemies every day. You make enemies in the game.
Listen,
but you didn't have a clue it was Jimmy. And I bet you were.
Now,
I bet a few people got hurt who were trying to find out.
There was someone who got really hurt over it. You know, I mean, someone I know that's lost a hand over it. You know what I mean? And with a machete. It wasn't down to me, but someone done it. You know, took his hands off with a machete over this. Someone that owed money on over enforcement work. Yeah, and someone got his hand chopped off for that. Yeah, so they thought it was him, but it wasn't him anyway. And no one knew what was going on. That's why I said on the thing, Mickey Theo. Someone wound me up, told me Mickey Theo. Nothing to do, Mickey Theo. You know what I mean? So Mickey Theo's sweet. You can, all right, mate, you can forget about all that, mate. You can now come out your shell. Yeah.
Yeah. What happens in the dark always comes to light eventually.
Yeah, eventually. And I apologise to him.
It's taken 30 years.
I apologise.
But this is in black and white.
This is in black and white.
The guy ain't even lying about the fact that he was trying to do it. He probably obviously never thought it'd come out.
Yeah, exactly. You know, this. I don't know when was it? 02? When they got nicked? 02?
Yeah, I'll put some of the paperwork on the screen if that's right.
Please, please, I like it. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, be nice. And then you know. And then after that, I mean, I was always really conscious of people and motors, always that way anyway. And then one day, I'm going, the old man's, my daddy's going, where's the car, Dad? Dad, where's the car, Dad? My wife, my daddy, she said, where's the car, mate? I said, well, the old man's got it around the corner, right? The old man's got some gold and bits and pieces I'll give him to sell. She went, no, he can use his own car. So she walked round to get the car from her dad. As she knocks at the door, she said, Dad, give me the car. He's gone, fuck off, to his daughter, right? She's gone, what? He said, get out of the house, get out of the gate. So as she's gone out to get the gate, he said, she slapped him in the face, walked out. The old man's come walking towards her. As he's done, he's got nothing on his feet. She smashed him with the gate and broke 2 toes of his, yeah? Then there's murders now, right? She gets in the car, she drives, we only live around the corner. She drives the car round to my house. All of a sudden the phone goes. I go, what? He says, see you? You're a pair of this and a pair of that. I go, listen, calm down, what's up? I said, listen, where's the stuff that I'll give you? Yeah? He said, it's in the car. I went, okay. I went down to the car was empty, there's nothing in the car. Nothing. Now I know that he's nicked it and blaming me for taking the car. Now it looks as if I took the stuff, yeah? So I said, listen, don't muck about. He went, yeah, anyway. Me and him now are having murders. So he went, why don't you come round in flash bullets, come round the house, yeah? I went, what? He said, come round the house. So I went round the house, I went around the corner. I look in the front room, he's with some Scottish guys, I forget their name, you know. And I look at it, he sees me walking past, it's as I say, it's dusk, still dusk, you know, as it is. It's warm, I've got a t-shirt on or a shirt, I can't remember. And I'm giving him, I'm sort of giving him, pointing at him, calling him what he is. He's saying, yeah, come out here. He went, I'm out there now. Right, so I'm walking down the road thinking he's not going to come out. What happens? He comes out. Right, I'm, halfway down the road? He went, come here then, not that. I said, go on. What, mate? And then he pulls out a gun and fucking fires at me, yeah? I heard it go right by my ear, yeah? I went, oh my God, this like, he means this, yeah? So as I'm walking away from him, while I'm walking away, trying to get away from my motor, I know I've got something in the motor, as I'm walking away, some guy comes out of an Indian shop, yeah? With a bag of food. As he walks through his Range Rover, the old man's got him on the floor with a gun. Gives a shit. He's screaming out for his life, right? So that gives me more time now to get my car. So what I've got in my car, I'm coming towards the old man now. So I'm shooting at the old man. The old man goes in the house, right? He turns around, bang again, and it hits my arm, but it just grazes my arm and hits me. But the power of it is enough to knock me on the floor. So I got on the floor, but I'm bleeding. That ain't nothing really. I'm going to get in my car and go. And Danny kept phoning up my she's going, you all right? They phoned up and told me you've been shot, you all right? I said, yeah, I'm sweet. Then I'm thinking, is it the old man that's trying to get me killed? You know, and then I'm in the house with my girl, who comes up the stairs, the mother-in-law, Dina. She's a gangster, Dina Johnson. She's an old gangster. Pretty as anything. So beautiful like my wife, yeah? My girl, Danny. She comes up, she said, you listen, you start pointing at me, giving me abuse. Who comes up the stairs after that? The old man. With a big chopper. But I'm not on about a little chopper, I'm on about a fireman's chopper. You want a big fireman's chopper, is it? He swings it at me, but what he does, he hits the top of the patio door. So he knocks out of his hand, but he falls through. As he's fallen through, I hit him on the chin, he's gone into the patio, half of the patio with a he's not the whole patio's come down yet, but it's come down on my bull mastiff. One of my bull mastiffs in the garden. Then we go to the hospital. So I said, the old woman's gone, Dina, she said, we need to get to the hospital. We need to phone the ambulance up. I said, oh, don't do that, it'd be murders, you know, let's just go there. So there's me sitting in the back of the car, them two want to kill me. The old man's in the front saying, oh, you're dead, right? He smashed the pieces of it him. We go to the hospital. I haven't got to the hospital, right? They're going mad. Don't forget, I've also been shot, right? They know what it is. You've been shot. We're going to call the police. Oh, no need for that. You know what I mean? Anyway, they took me into a room to get sorted out. But as they took me in the room to get sorted out, right? He's in another bed. So they've got the screens in front. So I can't see him. He can't see me. But all of a sudden they come in and start talking to me. Now he knows I'm next door to him. What? So what's he do? They're talking to him, sorting him out, cutting things with a scalpel. He takes the scalpel, comes into the room where I'm in and tries to stab me with the scalpel. So there's me and him now fighting in the hospital. They want to call the police. Right now I've got to go. I'm gone. It's murders. And that was it really. But
he sounds like a fucking lunatic.
My father-in-law, he was... Listen, they was one of the Thursday gang, yeah? If people Google it, the Thursday gang, yeah? Every Thursday, they would go up north, to coal mines, to steel factories, big steel places, and rob them.
The wages.
They got a lot of money, my father-in-law, but he was telling me, when I was talking to him about it, that the police up there, up north, put plastic bags over their head, and tied them up, for them to confess. I think they've got about 15, 17 years, can't remember.
Yeah, so he was a heavy, big time.
Yeah, he was involved. I mean, Johnny Binham was his best mate, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Johnny Binham was meant to be in.
Well, me and John, yeah, we've had a few fallouts, me and Johnny Binham, but you know.
Yeah, and so did you and Mickey ever resolve your problems from those times there? Did you ever make peace?
Do you know what? Never. Never ever. Me and him was always loggerheads. I used to look after him, but the people used to look after me. I used to look after him, yeah, because I thought it was only fair. He's my father-in-law, yeah. But he used to nick things, got me into a lot of trouble.
So you never paid that money back for that said jewellery at that time?
He never paid my money back, mate. I had murders in people over that, you know.
Mm. And so where was Mickey sort of life today? Obviously.
No, he died. He died.
Rest in peace, Mickey.
The mother-in-law died as well. Both died at the same time, yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah. And
going back to the original story, Jimmy Ward, like whatever happened? Did you ever have any contact with him after those times?
What?
Did he just disappear?
He come round the flat, right? He wanted to give me some money for me to move out the flat, yeah? To move out this flat I had. I went, Not really. Do you know? I want to keep it. This is my place where I come and do my bits and pieces, and this is where I keep my bits and pieces in it, and that's it. Yeah.
And you put a lot of money into it.
Yeah, exactly. You know. So anyway, so I'm going no. He then give me X amount of money to move out, which I moved out. Yeah. But me and him was loggerheads all the time over certain things that he wanted cash off me when he found out about Nick giving me X amount of money. Yeah. So I should imagine that was part of the hit. Yeah. He was pissed off with that. Maybe it could have been him, but maybe it could have been my father-in-law, because it was very close. Maybe it could have been my father-in-law. They all wanted to get me chopped. It could have been that, you know what I mean?
So did you never hear about Jimmy Moore? You knew he was working, but you just
no, I did. You know what? I didn't. All I heard.
Obviously, he became a rich man, didn't he?
Oh, he was absolutely. He had fortunes. Even when I knew him, he had fortunes. Yeah. There was a big thing on television years ago where they played all these games, and the geezer was talking to them. I forget what it was called now, but he was involved in that, yeah. And yeah, he was absolutely caper, mate. I mean, he had more money than sense. You know what I mean? One of them people.
And whatever happened to Nicholas then, the stockbroker fella?
Nicholas Pierce-Gordon, he got 3.5 years. He now doesn't do any. I mean, I've talked to Nick a few times. He owes me a lot of money, but that's part and parcel. That's all forgot about now, you know what I mean? So I let it go. He's now.
Well, if he's got any money for you, I'll have it. If you.
Yeah. He's now more involved with starting a big company up. Yeah, I mean another company doing stocks and shares. Yeah, bit more bigger. Yeah, bigger than before.
Of course. And so a minute ago, you've obviously mentioned Johnny Bindon, obviously a real notorious fella. Yeah. You talked to us about like how serious Johnny was and how you ended up meeting him and your relationship with him. So how serious was Johnny in his own right?
Yeah, well, Johnny Bindon was a very, very dangerous man, because they had the club in Streatham, yeah, but he was always around the old man's house. There was a big question mark about the old man and Johnny Bindon and bits and pieces of the old woman and all that game, yeah. But I ain't going to go there on that, yeah. But, you know, I mean, Johnny Bindon was a known gangster villain, you know what I mean?
Serious as that.
And he had a name called Biffo, yeah? That was called Johnny Bindon Biffo. But the old Bill wanted me for someone called Biffo. I'm not Biffo, he's Biffo. Why don't you go and see him, you know what I mean? I'm not Biffo. So
they had the wrong enforcers.
They had the wrong enforcers, mate. They had the wrong one, yeah? So all of a sudden, I met John down at a place called the Cromwellian in Cromwell Road, in a big club down there. I used to go down there lots. There's a gambling club, Spill, you know, not proper roulette tables and proper all that, yeah. They're called the Cromwellian. I met John down there a few times, and I was a young and up and coming boy then, you know what I mean? And I remember me and John falling out, yeah. Me and John had a little fight outside the Cromwellian.
And I've heard he was a very hard man in terms of fighting as well.
Well, he's dangerous. He was dangerous. He could have a fight, but he was very dangerous. He always carried knives.
So what happened with this fight that you had then outside?
Well, it was this push and shove. It was push and shove, but I know I could knock John out, you know what I mean? But the consequences are, where I live, you know, like I didn't know that he was involved with my parents at that time, you know what I mean? So, not my parents, Danny's parents.
In-laws.
I knew that he was involved with her, but I didn't know who he was to look at, you know what I mean? Then you know who he was, then he comes round the father-in-law's house, I go round there, me and him were loggerheads, you know what I mean? Me and him had quite a few words, Johnny Bindon, me and John, you know what I mean? Yeah, but me and Alan Stanton walked with John, we had a few words with him, mate.
Did.
Yeah.
So, talking about the fighting and going a little bit further, the fighting. We haven't mentioned it before on the channel, but I know you had a fight with a serious tough man, a guy called Harry Starbuck before.
Yeah,
well, talk about that. Obviously, I know you weren't the one scheduled for that fight. Who was he meant to be fighting?
He was supposed to fight. Harry Starbuck was. I think he was meant to fight Lenny McLean.
Yeah.
And then Lenny never showed up.
Yeah.
And so there was a big black guy involved. I forget the guy's name. Massive big black guy, yeah. But arms down to his knees, massive he was. And Harry Starbuck was then. It was Eddie Richardson's show with Terry Coombs. I was there as a compere because I've had a few fights.
What's a compere then?
Just to go in there, just go in there in the ring, you know, like, whoa, Ray Hill and all that, you know what I mean?
Okay, so did you know Eddie Richardson before this?
Well, because I've had a few fights with Eddie. As well as it now, it was at a place called Harvey Social Club, but I fought a lot of fights with Eddie at the Catswell Streatham and Terry Coombs, yeah. And anyway, so he was supposed to fight, Harry Starbuck was supposed to fight the coloured guy, yeah? But Harry Starbuck said no, he didn't want to fight him. I'm there as a compere. Yeah, so now Jimmy Tibbett, my trainer manager, he's there, but only to look at other fights for me, see if there's anybody like that he could get to fight me. Yeah. All of a sudden, Eddie Richards got hold of Jimmy and said, "Look, will Ray fight this black guy? I forget his name, you know." And I said, "No, I don't want to because I'm just down here being a compere. I don't want to be fighting. I ain't this, that, and the other." So I went. In the end, Eddie got round to me. He said, "Look, we'll give you a few bob anyway. I want to get in the room with this guy. Big arms. Right, get in there. He's throwing punches at me." And I thought, "Whoa, it's a bit like as I threw a punch at him, it hit his chin, but he turned his head. As I turned his head, I ran into him, threw my gum shield out and bit off his ear off, you know what I mean? And then the geezer jumps out of the ring. Ain't fighting like that. It's a street fight. The street prize fights, you know what I mean? Prize fights, illegal fighting, you might get disqualified after the third time or the fourth time. By that time, it's all over because you bit off the geezer's ears off and his nose off. So by the fourth time, it stopped anyway. You know what I mean?
That's what happened. He didn't want no more than that.
No, he jumped out the ring. But everybody there that night, they was going, "You're the fucking governor. You're the governor." You know what I mean? And that was it. And I was fighting. I mean, I was having two fights a week sometimes. You know what I mean?
So you'd be having the unlicensed glove fights, but then you'd also be having bare knuckle fights. With
quite a few yeah. Because what we used to do was to go to clubs, yeah.
Jimmy Tibbett.
Me and Jimmy Tibbett, and I go to the clubs and all that with him, and then it gets hold of the bouncers. He look over at me. I'll be sitting down there, and I nod, yeah. And Jimmy nod at the shot, like throw his shut, and go, "All right, yeah, you know what I mean." And then we'd get fights, and a lot of the fights was in car parks. A lot of the fights was on greens and all that, but listen, I never been beat by a doorman, you know. You're not saying a doorman can't fight, because I was a doorman myself,
yeah.
You know, but I've never been beat as a doorman, I've never.
Okay, so you built up a reputation as a unlicensed fighter as well, and you ended up putting on your own promotion at one point.
Yeah, I had my own promotions in Acton Town Hall. I had some really, really good fighters there.
Obviously, you fought on the bill, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I fought the first fight. I forget it's out of my head. It's a long time, you know. I forgot the name of the guys who I fought the first fight. I knocked him out in the first round, this guy. And then after that, we had another big promotion, and I fought a guy called Colin Cracknell. He was the bully of the fruit market.
And so you've known him for years and years.
Me and Colin. Colin was the first guy, really, that got me into this bare knuckle fighting.
Yeah.
Because I used to box as an amateur.
Yeah.
Anyway, but and I've been before all that, you know, I've been down to pro gyms. You know what I mean? Had
Colin been a pro at any time? Because I saw his little posters the other day.
Yeah, Colin might. I don't know. He might have. I'm not quite sure, you know. But Colin was in the fruit market. I was in the fruit market as a child, as a kid, really, 15, 16 years of age, maybe even younger than that. And Colin got me into fighting. I was to run around Gumtree Park nearly every day. I was a night porter where I get in at night time and unload all the lorries and I'd help them out when they come in, yeah. Colin was one of the hardest guys in the fruit market. He was always fighting, always knocking people out. He never stops, yeah. So being a chocolate kid, I wanted to be exactly like him. I wanted to be...
So you looked up to him in a big way?
I looked up to him big time.
Proper hard man.
Proper hard man, yeah. So all of a sudden, me and Colin, one day he came in with some bag gloves. He went, "Do you want a few rounds?" I went, "Yeah, okay." But what he said, what we do, you wear a bag glove on your right hand, I wear a bag glove on my left hand. So it was only one bag glove, yeah. He said, we'll go at it, yeah. So it was bare knuckle really, you know, it was the same sort of thing. And we go out in the cobbles, all the gringos would be watching, and I would fight Colin like for 3 rounds, you know. I would get smashed to pieces, you know what I mean. I would get bashed up, you know what I mean. But I'm learning all the time. All the time I'm learning. I've seen Colin fight a guy called Jimmy Wilkinson, he got involved with the Wembley lot. Bertie Small squashed him up. Anyway, but I see him bash up Jimmy Wilkinson in the market, and then I see Jimmy Wilkinson come back and jump off the back of the lorry and bit Colin's ear off, you know. So that I mean, that's the sort of thing what it was like in the market. Everyone was fighting. It was all about. No, I must have had.
Was it fighting for money, or people just doing it?
Just fighting. Just fighting. The fruit market was about that. There was about maybe 300-400 porters in that fruit market, yeah, in Brentford Market, and everyone in that market, even the salesman, could march on.
I said to you, it's funny, I went into my local greengrocers in Guildford last week and mentioned obviously you, and they're telling me stories about you and how hard you were in fruit markets back in these days and that, and what it was like.
Oh, was that Bobby Collins and Philip Collins?
Yeah.
Me and him go back a long way. I mean, Bobby Collins, he was like unbelievable. Bobby Collins, he was like, he could, that geezer could work, mate. He used to stack satyrs up 30 foot, 40 foot in the sky.
Strong, real strong.
Oh. And his brother, Wacker Collins, yeah? Wacker Collins could have a right fight, yeah? Bobby could have a right fight, but Bobby never got himself involved in fights. But me and Bobby seen me fighting in the fruit market, knocking people out and this, that and the other. And Bobby had to say to people, never get in the phone box with Rail. If you want to fight, don't fight in the phone box, he'll knock your spark out. And me and him as kids, yeah? We used to go to the place called the Boathouse in Kew Bridge, yeah? It was a big club. And I was a young boy, he was a young boy. We used to wear all the flash gear, the scarf on your neck, you know what I mean? Yeah, and then turn up with Dr. Martens, walk into the clubs, and there was a big bouncer at the door called Murray Bush. He was an actor, yeah? Big famous actor. And we used to go in as kids, and people, after a while, you know, because of my reputation in the fruit market and in Chiswick and Brentford, I was always fighting. I don't think I've ever been beat. I ain't saying I never got hurt. We all get hurt, mate. You know, but I've never been beat. I don't want to lose yet. So I've got to win. And if I don't win, I'm going to come back another day and beat them. Yeah. So all the time I was fighting. So when we went down the boathouse, Murray Bush there said, "Listen, I'm not in trouble with you lot," because we was causing plenty of trouble. So we was upstairs and we had a bit of trouble upstairs, come downstairs. As we come downstairs into the bar downstairs, as soon as we went in there, I heard people say, "Oh, he's fucking way ill. He's going to be trouble in there, yeah?" And you flash it, you think, yeah, you know what I mean? I was only a kid. Walked in there and this guy says something, I nutted this guy, and then the bouncers sort of got involved, dragged me out, yeah? And one of the bouncers, bit flesh. So I said, "Roy, you want to fight, mate?" To the bouncer, you know what I mean? I was only a kid. You know, he rocked my head, yeah? So I went back and then I kicked him up the balls, yeah? And then he went down the floor, I kicked him again and we went over the bridge. But as we went over the bridge, me, Bobby Collins and Wacker, we went over the bridge and there's three of us, and sort of not walks over the bridge, we run over the bridge to get away, yeah? And as the guys coming towards us, it's four of us, I forget, a black guy, it was a black guy, yeah, with us. And there's five guys walked towards us, looked a bit handy, yeah? Well, we started rattling, and one of them threw my mate over the bridge into the Thames.
Oh my God!
Into the Thames. So
I hope he could swim.
Yeah, we're watching. Yeah, where's he gone? You know, and next thing you know, we look down and he's walking up, he's climbing the stairs. Lucky, mate. Lucky that tide was going out or whatever it was. You know what I mean? I don't know what it had been going out and he'd been dead. It sucked him under, you know. The rip current, you know, but he was like alive, yeah. Yeah, but no stops and laughs.
Shout out to Colin's family. And another one, we mentioned it before real briefly, this fight you had at Newcastle before that people have told me about and that. And so, like, you and your mate, how did you end up having a fight in Newcastle?
Well,
like, were you dealing with people that far up there?
Me and my mate Gary Francis, yeah? A guy called Gary Francis.
Yeah, so you mentioned before, real dangerous fellow, one of your good pals.
Well, Gary I think he got stabbed 30 odd times. And that was he had a Triumph Stag. And he had a bit of fight with these guys in Liverpool, yeah. They come down, and he was in the Triumph Stag. He bashed these guys up a few times, and he stabbed him 36 times.
Yeah, the football. Just do football, was it? Did they come down for?
No.
So just to do gang business.
Yeah. And anyway, he's been stabbed 36 times, and he died, yeah. But anyway, we went up that way, and there were some guys in a pub who got a bit leery with me up there. One particular guy, I don't know his name, you know.
But he was meant to be one of the tough fellas up there.
Yeah, he was one of the families that can write a well, mate, you know. And come on, you got up there 2 or 3 of you, mate, and you are going into a different area, you know, and you've got to be careful because you don't know what you're going to go into, you know what I mean? And I walked in there, and we got that accent. We ain't got an accent like them. We're Londoners, yeah. And ain't they talk funny talk, yeah. And one of the guys came up to me and got a bit leery and all this, that, and the other. And I said something to him. I forget. And I said something to him. Something. And he started and we threw a punch, hit me on the chin. Right. I went on the floor, one knee, yeah. And they tried to set about me. I got up and bang, knocked this guy's spark out. But really punished him bad, yeah? Really punished him bad. After that, done so much, like I bashed him to death. And then in the gap, my mate Gary Francis made a big story of it, you know what I mean? But it was really, to go all up there,
yeah,
and to knock the hardest man out up that area at my age,
yeah,
or a bit older, is quite a feat, yeah?
And so when was your last fight you had, Ray?
Bloody hell. What? Bare fist?
No, it's anything. When was the last time you had to have a fight?
Do you know what? I ain't had a fight. I think maybe the last one I ever had is in prison. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've never had a fight since. No, I've had to fight.
But you're looking like you're in good shape right now. Is it come back on the cards in 2022?
Do you know what? I train every day. You got to remember I'm 71, you know. I train every day. People go, hey, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you spent 30 years lying on your back, mate.
But yeah, that's why, isn't it?
Really
So,
fucking 45.
well, no, not really, because every day in prison, I trained.
Yeah, I'm playing this harder than this.
Yeah, I'm trained. I trained every day in prison. I trained every day with proper people. Yeah, so it was 24/7 thing. I never give up training. Yeah, I love training. And in 1979, I had lots of problems. No one's going to touch me.
No, that's cool.
In 1979, 78, I was in Chelmsford prison and it burnt down. Went there about. There's a big story. You know the big story, but don't go for that story. But the prison burnt down. I then come out in the end of 78, 79, moved to Lewisham because of the girl I was with, and then I started doing illegal fights, street fights with Jimmy Tibbet.
Cool.
You know what I mean?
But so I think we'd pretty much leave it there today because that's a lovely little Christmas special you've given them. But one thing that everyone wants to know, like, what's going on with the book and that? Has been any progress?
Yeah, I've got a book coming very soon. I've done 4 sittings already. I'm doing 4 two-hour sittings. It's going to take maybe 4, maybe 6 months to complete.
So you're not rushing it, but it's going to be the proper.
It's going to be. Maybe it could even be 2 books. It's absolutely. I ain't going to tell you who's the author, or who's the writer of this thing, but it's absolutely proper. You know, I've got a good publisher going to publish my book as well. It's going to be tops. You know?
Perfect. Well, I can't wait to see that, and I know a lot of people.
Me too. I can't wait to see the end of it.
Yeah, when that's ready, we'll get you back on to obviously let everyone know.
for sure.
And obviously, I don't know if people know. Obviously, Ray's got a great YouTube channel of his own, and he's got hundreds of incredible videos on there, going into detail, talking about this and that, and he puts lots of regular content on there. So, guys, go to the description box and subscribe to Ray's channel as well to get more and more videos off Ray.
Lovely, mate.
So, Ray, we want to thank you for everything that you've done this year as well for the channel.
Christian. And Christian's KRNTV, he's the business. He was one of the first ones I've ever done a podcast with, and he's absolutely fantastic, yeah.
Well, like I say, it's much appreciated, and it's been great getting to know you and building friendships. So, Ray, wish you best of luck going into 2022, and want to thank everyone watching today and wish them the best of luck in 2022, and hope everyone has a great Christmas.
Thank you, mate. Love you. Take care, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Bye bye.